I'm going to go ahead and call our meeting to order. And if I could have, Kel, are you on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Kel, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I would love to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Kel.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on to item number 3, roll call.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
I'm here.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Schutte.
Here.
Commissioner District 3, Sharon Trask.
I'm here. Thank you. Let's move on to item number 4, correspondence and organizational business. Do we have any correspondence to report?
We do. Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board sent in a marijuana license due to expire and a marijuana license application for Mad Matt's Greenery, LLC. The Department of Ecology sent in a letter regarding the proposed trust water creation water right change application number CS2-14966C. The Economic Development Council of Mason County sent in the third quarter report. Wayne Nicholson sent in an application for the Historic Preservation Commission. And Chauffeurs, Teamsters, and Helpers Union Local Number 252 sent in a notice of contract opening in Mason County for the juvenile detention.
All right, great. Do we have any other correspondence or business to take care of at this time? All right, let's move on to item number 5. This is the time we set aside for to give the public an opportunity to address the commission. And at this time, we are very limited as to what we can do. However, if you would like to comment, I ask that you raise your hand. And I do not see any hands raised. And we had no emails at this time, correct?
Correct.
All right, let's move on to item number 6, adoption of the agenda.
Madam Chair, I move for adoption of the agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda as presented. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, agenda is adopted. Moving on to item number 7, approval of minutes.
Madam Chair, I move approval of October 19th, 2020 and October 26th, 2020 briefing minutes and October 20, 2020 regular meeting minutes as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the October 19th, 2020 and October 26th, 2020 briefing minutes and October 2020 regular meeting minutes. That's a lot of 20s. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Let's move on to item number 8, approval of the action agenda. Commissioners will read through the items on the action agenda. Commissioners or the members of the public can ask questions and or have the items removed for a separate discussion and vote. Commissioner Netherland, if you could take items 8.1 through 8.9. Commissioner Schutte, items 8.10 through 8.19, and I will read items 8.20 through item 8.27.
Absolutely, Madam Chair. Item number 8.1 reads, approval to set a public hearing on Monday, December 7th, 2020 at 9 a.m. to consider adoption of a 2021 budget for Mason County. Copies of the 2020 preliminary budget will be available to the public on November 23rd, 2020. Item number 8.2, approval to set a public hearing on Tuesday, November 24th, 2020 at 9:15 a.m. to certify to the county assessor the amount of taxes levied for county purposes and the amount of taxes levied for current expense and road for 2021. An increase to the current expense and a road property tax levies for 2021 may be considered. Item number 8.3, approval to reclassify senior accounting technician in Public Works, Utilities and Waste Division to a program support technician effective November 16, 2020, and place the incumbent in step 1 of the 2020 Teamster General Service salary scale. Item number 8.4, approval of the January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2023 collective bargaining agreement, CBA, for Teamsters, Union Local number 252, representing Mason County Community and Family Health staff with retro to January 1st, 2020. Item number 8.5, approval to amend Resolution 102-19 determining the Teamsters General Services 2019 health insurance contributions and the Teamsters General Service Community and Family Health and all other county PEBB members 2020 health insurance contributions effective January 1st, 2020 for participants of the PEBB medical program, which allocates through the pooling method $963.08 per month. County contributions for employees with single enrollments on medical and $1,602.67 with dependent enrollments for Teamsters General Service and Community and Family Health. All elected officials, eligible, non-represented, and Teamster probation and IWA public defenders and deputy prosecutors who choose or whose collective bargaining agreements are in place and ratified on January 1st, 2020. Item number 8.6, approval to amend Resolution 102-19 determining the county's 2021 health insurance contribution effective January 1st, 2020 for participants of the PEBB medical program, which allocates through the pooling method $1,071.99 per month. County contribution for employees with single enrollments on medical, $1,485.24 for employees with dependent enrollments per month for Teamsters probation and IWA public defenders collective bargaining agreements expiring December 31st, 2020, and have not been ratified by January 1st, 2021. And $1,537.24 for Teamsters General Services Community and Family Health and IWA deputy prosecutors whose collective bargaining agreements are in place and ratified on January 1st, 2021, and non-represented and elected officials. Item number 8.7, approval for the State Homeland Security Program, SHSP, fiscal year 20 grant contract number E21-064 for $20,441 from Washington State Military Department, EMD, and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, and to allow the emergency management manager to sign the contract for Mason County to receive the funding. Item number 8.8, approval to purchase SmartGov software upgrades for community service staff. And item number 8.9, approval of amendment number 2 to the Healthcare Authority contract number K3929, Community Prevention and Wellness Initiative.
Item 8.10, approval of the contract with Pacific Security for Mason County weapons screening and campus security for November 1st, 2020 through October 31st, 2021. Item 8.11, approval to amend resolution number 2020-76 to revise a non-represented salary scale range alignment by approving a 2% general wage increase effective January 1st, 2021. Item 8.12, approval to amend resolution number 2020-28, Mason County Personnel Policy to amend Chapter 4.3 compensatory time, removing the ability to bank time earned and to require payout of any accrued within the year on December 25th payroll, and add additional language in Chapter 7.10 holidays to include Christmas Eve. Item 8.13, approval of warrants and treasurer electronic remittances. Claims Clearing Fund, warrant number 8075279 through 8075513 in the amount of $851,245.05. Direct Deposit Fund, warrant numbers 72288 through 72678 in the amount of $753,895. Salary Clearing Fund, warrant numbers 7005504 through 7005530 in the amount of $523,932.65. Item 8.14, approval for the chair to sign the Colvos Construction Building 10 contractor change order number 004 in the amount of $58,209.43 for city plumbing updates, and change order number 014 in the amount of $62,225.33 for permit delay. Item 8.15, approval for the chair to sign the agreement between Mason County and Economic Development Council of Mason County for the CARES Act grant COVID-19 response second round of funding project. 8.16, approval of the 2021 contract extensions as follows: $38,500 to Northwest Event Organizers for Concierge Handbook and Wildside Guides campaign, and $276,250 for tourism and marketing, $48,750 for local festival support, and $48,750 for unanticipated services for a $373,750 total. $87,000 to Shelton Mason County Chamber of Commerce, $40,600 to North Mason Chamber, and $15,800 to the Mason County Historical Society Museum for Visitor Information Center services as recommended by the Lodging Tax Advisory Committee. Item 8.17, approval of the annual resolution establishing the load lane limits for traffic control on 7 Mason County bridges. Item 8.18, approval of the resolution authorizing county road load speed restrictions and emergency closing orders for county roads. Item 8.19, approval to authorize Public Works to use the county vendor roster to solicit and establish a 2021 surfacing materials unit pricing vendor list and purchase quantities as needed.
Item 8.20, approval to authorize Public Works, ER&R, to use the county vendor roster to solicit for vehicle and equipment towing and tire repair services for the 2021 calendar year and to sign and award contracts. Mason County does not guarantee a minimum purchase of these services. Item 8.21, approval to authorize Public Works to procure and enter into contract with contractor to replace the Eel Hill Transfer Station outbound scale with a concrete foundation type scale estimated to cost approximately $130,000 plus tax, and allow the chair to sign all pertinent documents for this project. Item 8.22, approval to consider the hearings examiner recommendation to approve road vacation number 405, vacating a portion of Sharp Street located west and adjacent of Block 92 as recorded in Union Hood Canal Land and Improvement Company's Plan of Union City. Item 8.23, approval to authorize Public Works to advertise, set bid opening dates, times, award contracts, and allow the chair to sign all pertinent documents for call for bids for routine paint line, asphalt emulsion, culvert pipe and lining, manufacturing and stockpiling of chip seal aggregate and asphaltic materials for 2021. Contract awards will be announced during a regular meeting of the board. Item 8.24, approval of the private line occupancy permit granting permission to run the utility lines under and across North Shore Road for parcel number 32224-51-01010 and parcel number 32224-51-01011, address 9541 North Shore Road. Item 8.25, approval to authorize Public Works to procure 2 F-550 bucket trucks at special market value purchases. Item 8.26, approval to set a hearing on Tuesday, November 24th, 2020 at 9:15 a.m. to consider the sale of real property located at 2169 and 2179 Lake Boulevard in Shelton, Washington, parcel number 32030-51-07010 and 32030-51-10001 for $42,500 to Habitat for Humanity. Item 8.27, approval of the resolution waiving public bidding requirements and approving a sole source procurement for 2 JAVS systems from Jefferson Audio Visual System Incorporated for building number 10, District Court and Superior Court. Phew. Now, having read through all the items, Are there any that you would like to be removed for a separate vote or discussion?
Madam Chair, 8.22, just for a simple ability to vote opposite because of his historic views.
Okay,
Madam Chair, I'd like to have item 8.14 removed for discussion and a vote.
okay. And I would like items 8.1 and item 8.15 removed for amendment and vote.
All right, Madam Chair, I move for approval of the action agenda items with the removal of 8.1, 8.15, 8.14, and what was the other one? 8.22.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adopt the action agenda, but remove item 8.1, 8.15, 8.14, and 8.22 for separate discussion and vote. Do we have any discussion on this so far? No. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, let's move on to item.
No, I didn't want to do it during the thing. I just want to say thank you to our negotiators when it comes to contracts, and especially thank you also to our unions, who I want to remind the public that we're very lucky here in Mason County. When times get rough, the unions have stepped forward each time, and we have realistic agreements, unlike so many other counties. So just thank you for all who participated in this.
And I'll agree with that. All right, let's move on to item 8.1. We just need to amend the year and have it state approval to set a public hearing on Monday, December 7th, 2021.
Huh? No.
No, I think we need to have that stay as 2020.
I think this is a subliminal message to move to a biennial budget.
I think so too.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
So, Madam Chair, can I make a motion on item number 8.1 then to move it forward?
This should be copies of the 2021.
Oh, yes. So wait, hold that thought. So it should say copies of the 2021 preliminary budget.
Oh, then Madam Chair, I move that we approve setting a public hearing on Monday, December 7th, 2020 at 9 a.m. to consider adoption of the 2021 budget for Mason County, with copies of the 2021 preliminary budget will be available to the public on November 23rd, 2020.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second for approval to set a public hearing on Monday, December 7th, 2020 at 9 a.m. to consider adoption of the 2021 budget for Mason County. Copies of the 2021 preliminary budget will be available to the public on November 23rd, 2020.
It's one change.
Oh, goodness. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, 8.81 or 8.1 is approved. All right, let's move on to item 8.14. Approval for the chair to sign the Cobos Construction Building Number 10 contractor change order number 4 in the amount of $58,209.43 for city plumbing updates, and change order number 014 in the amount of $62,225.33 for permit delay. Do we have discussion?
Yeah, I wanted staff to brief it. We've had some change orders, and a lot of that is due to issues with city permitting and working some of those things out, and then making some changes for ADA requirements that and fire egress that the city is requiring. And so I wanted staff to brief that so the public had an idea of the overall picture of it, of the changes.
Great.
Oh, if I may, commissioners, thank you. First off, the item should include a third cost. There was a building permit fee for $110,151.65 that should be included in this list of change orders. But the city permit was issued on October 15th. We were hoping to receive it on October 1st. Those 15 days of delay had created a permit delay for $62,225 from the contractor. What was the delay was the review and modification of the plans to include an ADA egress at the rear of the building for the employees as well as for the citizens that required ADA accessibility, generating and creating a ramp down to from the level that the existing building is to the grade of the sidewalk outside, which is about 2 feet lower, requiring that there be a ramp as well as fire access communication, very similar to what's in an elevator, so that if there's a fire call, the fire department can communicate with individuals within that fire egress area. That represented the $58,209.43 change order for those upgrades.
Frank, are you saying you need this changed in order to meet the number that the other amount you were talking about, or do you want to catch that at a later date?
If we could change it now, that would be great.
Yeah, do you have a change order number and then amount?
It's a city permit for $110,151.65. Those are the three items that were briefed previously to the board on October 26th.
So Frank, that number again, 110, 151, 60?
65.
65. Okay. I guess just, one question on this. Obviously when you do a project of any scale, there's always, things that come up that need to be addressed. In terms of the permitting delay, I think that's the one that I have, the biggest concern with. What are we doing to mitigate that going forward? What are we doing to anticipate potential permitting delays so that we can limit some of those costs and avoid them totally if that would be my preference? But what are we doing to mitigate that going forward?
We have no other permits that are required to finish.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Do we have further questions or discussion?
I got a little discussion to throw. This is one item that over and over again, certain people in the public like to try and beat us up over. It's kind of an interesting concept because this is actually a great thing for everybody involved. Number one, I want to make clear there was no Trader Joe's coming in. There was none of any of these other companies that a few in the public like to throw out there. If that had been the case, they would have bought it. It would have been happening. It's so funny. Everybody always thinks this is happening, this is going to happen. But until somebody makes an offer, it's not real. It's just words. And Trader Joe's, if they were to come in, I'm sure they would go next to the shopping centers up above. But aside from all that, we're also not making a mistake when we did this. We're looking at upwards of $10 million to build a whole new standalone facility outside the city limits that we also would have had to spend, $400,000 or $500,000 for transportation and everything else in order to make it all work. The idea that we get this for a couple of $1 million in comparison was not a mistake on any of the commission's part or on the part of the county at all. I wish that we didn't have to pay huge fees like $80,000 for traffic impact and stuff, but that's also one of the things that we knew we had to deal with when we were getting into this, because this isn't the first time the city's charged those types of things. So with all that being said, I'm in support of these change orders, and I just wanted to make it clear that I still think this is the best thing that we could have and should have done in order to save money for our constituents and to keep everything together in one campus to mitigate any issues that may have happened with transportation and the like of incarcerated individuals.
Right, and I think during these times too, we can prove that it's been absolutely essential. I think this pandemic has shown us where we're lacking and where we need to grow. And this is definitely one area where we needed the growth.
Agreed. I think whether it was being used for blood drives early on in the pandemic or as a alternate quarantine or isolation facility, or as its intended use, which is for courthouse, for district court, and now having to use it to adjust to COVID distancing requirements. It's become very useful very quick, and as Commissioner Nunlin noted, a standalone facility to address our historic issues with the historic courthouse. It will pay dividends for years to come in the community, and I agree these change orders are necessary. Again, the only one that gave me some heartburn was the permit delay, and that's something that actually people in the county and who have done projects before can probably relate to, as they have gone through permitting processes and building projects of their own. And so just appreciate the diligence of staff to continue to work through it, and of course the work being done by our contractors to get this up and running so that we can start using it to help mitigate some of the distancing issues in the old courthouse.
Right, along with meeting the ADA requirements.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Do we have a motion?
Do we want to solicit public comment at all?
Yeah, we probably should. Do we have anyone else that would like to comment or have questions? I see no hands. All right.
That, Madam Chair, I would move approval of item 8.14 as amended to approve for the chair to sign the Calvos Construction Building 10 contractor change order number 4 in the amount of $58,209.43 for city plumbing updates. Change order number 14 in the amount of $62,225.33 for permit delay, and city permitting fees of $110,151.65.
Did you include the 100? Yeah, you did 65 cents. Okay, I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve item 8.14 for the chair to sign the Calvos Construction Building number 10 contractor change order number 004 in the amount of $58,209.43 for city plumbing updates, and change order number 014 in the amount of $62,225.33 for permit delay, and city permit fees in the amount of $110,151.65. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Right. And the motion is approved. Moving on to item number 8.15. Approval for the chair to sign the agreement between Mason County and Economic Development Council of Mason County for the CARES Act grant COVID-19 response second round of funding project. Ask the staff to come forward. Frank, would you like to discuss this, or Jennifer?
I can do it.
Okay.
This is Jennifer. Yeah, so we have a couple of changes to the EDC contract from what was presented to the commission and from what's online. So the changes include on page 2B under contractor responsibilities, principal tasks, the second bullet, provide COVID-19 response assistance in the form of emergency grant awards of up to $15,000 to qualifying businesses in Mason County with less than 20 employees, or up to $30,000 to qualifying businesses in Mason County with 21 or more employees. So the old wording was up to 10,000 and 30,000. And under page 2, again, page 2, B, contractor responsibilities, principal tasks, the third bullet, provide the opportunity for each nonprofit organization engaged in COVID-19 support activities to submit an application. And the old wording was provide the opportunity for nonprofit organizations engaged in economic development activities to submit an application. Contractor may provide up to $10,000 to serve up to 4 nonprofits. And then on page 13, scope of work, contractor will, under third paragraph, provide grants of up to $15,000 each to eligible businesses with less than 20 employees, and provide emergency grants of up to $30,000 to eligible businesses with 21 or more employees. And the old wording, again, was the 10,000 and 20,000 respectively. And again, on page 13, under scope of work, contractor will, fourth paragraph, provide the opportunity for each nonprofit organization engaged in COVID-19 support activities to submit an application. And again, the old wording was provide the opportunity for nonprofit organizations engaged in economic development activities to submit an application. Contractor may provide up to $10,000 to serve up to 4 nonprofits. So with those changes, are there any questions or comments?
Do we have any questions or comments for staff?
No,
Nope.
thank you.
Great.
Thank
Do we have
you.
any questions or comments from the public for staff? All right, seeing no hands.
Madam Chair, I move for approval for the chair to sign the agreement between Mason County and Economic Development Council of Mason County EDC for the CARES Act grant COVID-19 response second round of funding project with the 4 changes as they were read into the record.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second for the approval for the chair to sign the agreement between Mason County and Economic Development Council of Mason County for the CARES Act grant COVID-19 response second round of funding project with the 4 changes as read into the record. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Moving on to item 8.22, approval to consider the hearings examiner recommendation to approve road vacation number 405, vacating a portion of Sharp Street located west and adjacent of Block 92 as recorded in Union Hood Canal Land and Improvement Company's plan of Union City. Ask staff to come forward.
Madam Chair, I don't mind if we go ahead and even go right to a motion with that. My explanation will be quick and simple.
All right.
But somebody else has to make the motion because I can't.
All right, well, I can make the motion. Or do you want to?
Oh, I'm fine either way.
Okay. I move to approve to consider the hearing examiner's recommendation to approve road vacation number 405, vacating a portion of Sharp Street located west and adjacent of Block 92 as recorded in Union Hood Canal Land and Improvement Company's plan of Union City.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Moving on to discussion and a vote.
Madam Chair, it's simple for me. We've come a long way and we're fixing this issue right now. We're almost to the point now where we'll be getting compensation for these things. And I don't see a public benefit in doing this. So as to stay consistent with my historic vote, I will be voting against it.
All right, any further discussion? All right, let's move on to the vote. All those in favor, motion by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Nay.
All right, motion is approved. Okay, well, that was fun. Let's move on to item number 9. Do we have any department heads or elected officials that would like to be heard or to address the commission? All right, well, seeing none, let's move on to item number 10. We have 5 public hearings to consider. Let's go to item 10.1. This is a public hearing to consider rezoning of a 0.2 acre parcel from village commercial to residential 2 within the Allen Urban Growth Area, and ask staff to come forward to present.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kel Rowan with Mason County Planning Department. I do have 3 rezones for you this morning, and so the first one is for the Betzingers in the town of Allen are requesting to rezone a 0.2 acre parcel just adjacent to SR3 on the west side of the highway. It is currently zoned village commercial. They happen to have a parcel west of that towards the water. That is their single family residence, and they would like to build a detached garage. That's not allowed in the village commercial zone, so they're requesting to rezone to residential 2. Staff is recommending approval of this rezone. The parcel is small and very likely would not be able to accommodate any type of commercial development. And the Planning Commission also voted a unanimous vote to recommend approval of the rezone request.
All right. Are there any questions for staff? Any questions from our public for staff? See no hands. Okay, now we'll move on to Commissioner deliberation or a vote.
Madam Chair, I move that the Board of County Commissioners approve the rezone parcel number 12220-50-07008 from Village Commercial to R2.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. I'm sorry, I lost my page. We have a motion and a second as stated. I do apologize. I did lose my page and my link. What was the number again? I'm sorry.
The Board of County Commissioners to approve the rezone parcel number 12220-50-07008 from Village Commercial to R2.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for parcel number 12220-50-07008 from Village Commercial to Residential 2. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion is approved. Moving on to item 10.2. Public hearing to consider rezoning of a 160 acre parcel from rural residential 20 to long-term commercial forest and rezoning of a 159.38 acre parcel from LTCF to RR20 within the rural area of Mason County. Kel?
Hi, good morning. Yeah, so this is a really a rezone swap. Port Blakely is requesting to rezone a 2 parcels that they have, 2 adjacent parcels that equal 160 acres that is currently in rural residential 20. They'd like to rezone that to long-term commercial forest. And then they'd like to rezone 5 separate parcels that they have from long-term commercial forest to rural residential 20. There is a net gain of long-term commercial forest, just less than an acre, but it is a net gain. Our code requires that we have no net loss of long-term commercial forest properties. So this meets that. It is a change to the future land use map. So it's considered a comprehensive land use change as opposed to just a development regulation zoning change. And staff is recommending approval of this. And the Planning Advisory Commission also unanimously recommended approval of this. I believe Port Blakely is available if anyone has any questions of me or of the applicant.
All right, moving on to, oh, it's time for public comment. Wait, do we have any questions for staff?
No.
No. All right, moving on to public comment. Do we have any questions for staff from our public? All right, seeing no hands. We'll move to commissioner deliberation or a motion.
Madam Chair, I move approval of the rezone of parcel numbers 41934-20-00010 and 41934-20-00000 from rural residential 20 to long-term commercial forest, and rezone parcel numbers 41927-14-00000, 51912-10-00010, 52008-42-00000, and 52008-23-00000 from long-term commercial forest to rural residential 20.
I will second that, Madam Chair, with a pat on the back to the commissioner for getting through that one.
And I am still lost, which is not uncommon, I guess. It's a good thing I'm not driving. So we have a motion and a second from motion from Commissioner Schutte and a second from Commissioner Netherland for the, as stated by Commissioner Schutte. Will that work? Please nod.
If you'd like, Madam Chair, I can read it into the record for you one more time.
Would you please?
I would, but it's been moved and seconded that the Board of County Commissioners approve a rezone for parcel number 41934-20-00010 and 41934-20-00000 from rural residential 20 RR20 to long-term commercial forest, and rezone parcel numbers 41927-14-00000, 51912-10-00010, 52008-42-00000, and 52008-23-00000 from long-term commercial forest to RR20.
Great. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. And I'm going to owe you guys a lot. Moving on to item 10.3. This is a public hearing to consider rezoning of a 21.6 acre parcel from long-term commercial forest to in-holding lands and rezoning of a 35.6 acre parcel from in-holding to long-term commercial forest within the rural area of Mason County, and ask Kel to come forward again.
Yeah, good morning. This is the last rezone request. Similar to the last one, this is also a swap, although this is a net gain of around 14 acres of long-term commercial forest. The property owners are Green Diamond and private property owners, the Scovilles. They own adjacent properties to each other. So the Scovilles are currently have a in-holding land that is landlocked by Green Diamond property. And so Green Diamond has agreed to swap properties with them so that the Scovilles can get some property adjacent to Ford Road in western Mason County. So this rezone request is also a change to the future land use map and is considered a comprehensive plan change. And staff is recommending approval, and the Planning Advisory Commission also unanimously voted to recommend approval to the board.
All right. Do we have any questions for staff?
I do not.
All right. This is time for a public comment. If you'd like to comment, please raise your hand and I will call on you. And I do not see any hands. All right, let's move to commissioner deliberation and or a motion.
Madam Chair, I move the approval of the rezone of the north portion of parcel number 62009-00-0000 from long-term commercial forest to inholding lands, and rezone parcel number 62008-11-00050 and the western half of 62008-11-00010 from inholding lands to long-term commercial forest.
I second.
All
This is
right,
on page 598, Commissioner Trask, of the packet.
thank you. I finally got there. After reloading. Oh man, this is great. All right, so we do have a motion and a second for the Board of County Commissioners to approve the rezone of the north portion of parcel numbers 62009-00-00000 from long-term commercial forest to inholding lands and rezone parcel number 62008-11-00050 and the western half of 62008-11-00010 from inholding to long-term commercial forest. Wow. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion is passed.
Thanks.
At least I can laugh at myself, right? Let's move on to item 10.4. This is a public hearing to approve and execute the resolution adopting the 2021 annual construction program, and ask staff to come forward.
Good morning, Commissioners. Before you, the annual construction program for 2021. We've made a few updates to it from 2020 at the recommendation of the board and TIPCAP. A couple of highlighted issues are like items 3, 4, and 5 are gravel roads that will be changed over to either chip seal or asphalt roads for the future. And then items 24 was added as the Razor Road alternate route. And then item 25 was also added as a intersection feasibility study. So we will continue to work on those things.
Great. Do we have any questions for staff? So this is time for public comment. Do we have any public that would like to address the commission? If so, please raise your hand. All right. None. Let's move on to commissioner deliberation or a motion.
Madam Chair, I move that the Board of County Commissioners approve and execute the resolution adopting the 2021 annual construction program.
I'll second that, and then I have a comment as well.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Would you like to make your comment now or after the vote?
Now it'll be fine. Yeah, so just a quick thanks to the entire TIPCAP committee and staff for working on this. I know we have the 6th year to go next, but I wanted to point out in the annual that we're adopting right now, We all should be particularly proud of staff and TIPCAP working together to come up with a gravel road improvement program. It's been an issue for folks that live down those roads for a number of years. And, frankly, staff has spent a lot of time, our road crew has spent a lot of time out trying to, keep those up, especially in the winter months with rain and snow events. And it's just, it's really exciting to see us get this up and going. And so it's one of those things that I think folks in our rural parts of the county will really appreciate. And I'm excited to see this program continue to grow over the coming years, and just wanted to make sure that we, called that out and said a word of thanks to TIPCAP and to staff for making this happen.
Madam Chair, I want to just ditto the commissioner's comments. This is appreciate all their hard work. This is both impressive and important at the same time, and a thank you is deserved, well deserved.
All right. And as someone that lives on a rather, it's not quite dirt, but it's there, I can appreciate our road crew and the work that they do. They're pretty amazing. I truly appreciate them. All right, let's move on to our vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion is approved. Moving on to item 10.5. It's a public hearing to approve and execute the resolution adopting the 2021 through 2026 6-year transportation improvement program, and ask staff to come forward again.
Commissioners, before you is the 6-year transportation improvement program for 2021 to 2026. This is a requirement of the County Road Administration Board. The first 25 items are reflected similar to the annual construction program, but I do want to bring up one issue is item number 27. That's the Allen Access Circulation Easement acquisition. TIPCAP actually voted this to be removed. We just moved it down the priority list, and so that's a consideration of the board to whether to leave it on the list or to actually remove it. So we did at the very end of the sheets there, we added some additional gravel roads for conversion in the future, and a couple other items there for wish listed.
Okay, do we have any questions for staff?
I do, Madam Chair. Just real quick, Mike, can you maybe just speak to the reasoning with TIPCAP wanting to make that change on number 27?
It came into conversation when we were they were discussing the Razor Road alternate route, and they were discussing the intersections with Johns Prairie and SR3, and they just discussed that if we had to move something, that's what they wanted to move out would be Allen and Access circulation.
Gotcha. Okay. And do you feel that leaving it where it is allows us to do both, or do you recommend removing it from the?
Leaving it where it is just a place mark for it. It's it's predicted. Funding is way out there, so the board would have to if we wanted to move it up and bring it into action, it would. It's still going to be 3 to 4 years out.
Gotcha. Thank you.
We just again, Commissioner, we left it there just for it was on there before, and it was for the conversation. So if we want to have more discussion on it to remove it, we're very open to that.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
One of the reasons why we're in this situation right here is we took the commission took action and removed a bunch of village commercial from that section that kind of did away with us creating the road as it was considered earlier, because we'd be doing it for private residential instead of a commercial core. It's a good idea to still keep it on there in case in the near future we find a way to shorten that that road project and still have the benefit of a secondary road through Allen. I don't know how to do that at this point, but I would appreciate if we can keep it on there while we look at the different options for the future.
I'm fine with keeping it on there. I think that this is quite the list, and it does show that it's important and that it's a consideration.
Yeah, I'm also comfortable with staff's recommendation to keep it there, move it down. It doesn't prohibit us from working on the higher priority project that TIPCAP recommended. And at the same time, it allows us to keep this at least in the back of our mind as we continue to do road planning throughout the county.
All right, great. All right, move on to public comment. If you'd like to comment, please raise your hand. And I am seeing no hands. We'll move on to commissioner deliberation or a motion.
Madam Chair, I move approval to execute the resolution adopting the 2021 through 2026 six-year transportation improvement program as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve and execute the resolution adopting the 2021 through 2026 six-year transportation improvement program as presented. All those in favor signify. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to make a couple of quick comments to point out a couple of things that I think are really helpful on the 6-year as well. Just scrolling down here. A couple of things. One, as we look at the economic development opportunities, in particular in Belfair and North Mason, I appreciate staff adding to our wish list or parking lot on the 6-year tip, the log yard, Port of Bremerton industrial loop connectivity and planning. I think that's going to be very helpful as we see growth to make sure that we're managing traffic flows and that kind of thing through the area. Also appreciate the Union Boat launch resurfacing, making it onto the list for future consideration. There are fewer and fewer free boat ramp access points available to the public to access Hood Canal in Mason County, and Union is one of those. And so this is I think an important project to make sure that we're allowing our recreational and commercial boaters access to the canal that's open and free. And so I'm excited about seeing that investment as well as the future considerations for gravel road conversions to keep that program moving forward. I also want to note this week in our inboxes, we received a resignation from Pete Butkus, who was an incredible member of the TIPCAP for the past couple of years and really helped work with them on improving their public outreach opportunities. This year was definitely a challenge in that regard, but had worked really hard with staff and the other members of the TIPCAP to get out into the community and talk to members of our community about projects that are important to them. They were able to help get folks connected with DOT on different issues, as well as with our own public works folks. And so Pete was a large part of that. And I'm happy to count Pete as a friend, but was very, very happy to have Pete as part of our TIPCAP group for the past couple of years. His expertise will be missed, but when you get to the point where you have had a career like Pete has, you get to call your shot when it's time to move on. And so I wish him all the best as he moves on to other ventures. So I just wanted to say a bit of fond farewell to Pete and express my gratitude for his service on TIPCAP.
I'll express the same, and also in regards to the Union Boat Ramp, this is a perfect project for those considerations for that REIT as we talk about the different areas.
Exactly.
I look forward to that conversation. I think it's important that we do bring that back sooner rather than later. I agree with you.
Yeah, having toured went down to the Union Boat Ramp, it does need a bit of attention. For sure. And
well, this year it was sure brought to attention for all of us the need for it, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and all the other projects, I am excited to see them moving forward. I think one that well, there's quite a few that really excite me, but the Johns Prairie Road and SR3, that's a difficult road, and to get a study done will be, I think it's past due. So we appreciate staff and TIPCAP. They put in a lot of time and probably some sweat and tears as well. All right.
I'm crying more later.
All right, let's move on to all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion passes. Well, let's move on to item number 11, board reports and calendars. Commissioner Schutte, if you could go first, Commissioner Netherland, and I will follow.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Madam Chair. Just one quick item from last week. I had an opportunity to do a sit-along with MACECOM's, that's our 911 dispatch center. Spent several hours with them last week, and just a word of thanks to them. They're the first voices you hear when you call 911 or that non-emergency line when you need help. And I'm grateful for, their calm under fire, their patience, and their willingness to work difficult hours and long hours in service to our community. And so it was really a great opportunity to get back there behind the scenes with them a little bit and take a look at their operation and hear some of their needs and how we can better partner on that. Going forward this week, have a Mason County Crisis Services response group meeting with the BHASO. Also be meeting with Dr. States and Chief Bakken to talk about crisis response, in particular the program that Chief and Public Health have been working on with Peninsula Community Health, which is their quick response team. Also have a discussion with staff and some stakeholders on our RIA 14 work. Have State Building Code Council later this week. Moving into next week, briefings and budget workshop, followed by a call with the Army Corps of Engineers on this Kokomish River Valley project, as well as a MACECOM governance board meeting and RIA 14 watershed restoration planning meeting, Mason County Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion policy group meeting, and then back for our next regularly scheduled business meeting on the 17th.
Okay, attend to the area command meetings, briefings. Met with our attorney and some attorneys on the issue when it came to the housing authority and trying to look for solutions and answers and things that we're dealing with there. Peninsula Regional Transportation Organization had a meeting with the legislators for the 24th Legislative District. Budget meetings, RIA 15 special meeting, fun. Mason County, basically the cemetery board up there. A Halloween event that we had up in North Mason. Thank you to the county for allowing that to happen. It was wonderful. We ended up being able to keep everybody single file, keeping them families apart for the most part. Over 500 people were there, and I tested the temperatures on all of them. Went through one gun with all the different batteries. Brand new batteries went out, and we're getting through to the end of a second gun before it was all over. We had budget meetings, a meeting also of the left board. This next week, we have more area command, RIA 15 meetings, Mason County Transportation Policy meeting. Peninsula Regional Transportation Organization will be having a meeting with our legislators for the 35th Legislative District. More budget, Olympic Regional Clean Air Authority and the Economic Development Council bringing us back to do it all over again.
All right, great. So last week, I went on a virtual tour. I guess it wasn't a virtual tour. It was more of a this is what the YMCA is going to bring to Mason County. And I'm pretty excited for the opportunities that this is going to bring to our youth and the partnerships that we've been working on. So kudos to all of those that have been putting in so many hours and a lot of work. So thank you all to everyone that's been doing that. So this week, Well, today, first I want to, it's election day, so yay, pretty soon all those candidate signs will just start disappearing. Sure, we're all excited about that one. And then I also want to send out a special thank you to our JROTC. They are providing assistance to those that are coming down here to help either with elections, and then it's also tax time. So thank you. Yeah, at the same time. Yeah, thank you to those that are out there helping. We definitely appreciate them. So moving on, we have our area command meetings tomorrow. I have a courthouse security meeting, CARES funding meeting, litigation, public works board meeting on Friday, briefings on Monday, along with WASAC's virtual assembly, and then SAO training on Tuesday. And then I have, oh my goodness, Turning Point, and then Pack Mountain, and WASAC. I've been appointed to the WASAC Federal Issues Committee. And I think that brings us back to the 16th, and next week is, or the week of the 17th is also the WASAC virtual conference. So I'll be at my desk quite a bit of the week, which is nothing that unusual, I guess. All right. Now that we've gone through everything, and it's
Chair, I move we adjourn.
we are adjourned. Thank you
Good
all.
evening.
Have a good one.